Hello, I'm Zach. I use he, his pronouns, and am now currently, and maybe for the rest of time, the only BFA in ceramics, at least at the U of O. And I've been a potter and other mediums for many, many years. This piece is currently untitled. It's from last term in spring, and it's my attempt at sculpturally representing my emotional state for most of that term, as it was the beginning of the situation, all caps, that we found ourselves existing in together. From that same term, this piece is also untitled, but maybe like otherworldly tree. I was imagining ways I could combine the two different materials that I'm most in love with, which is glass and ceramics. And so I made this like, bubble tree, maybe. This is a piece I made for a friend slash client over the summer, and he is a huge fan of cats in general. He likes all cat themed things and has this really awesome garden. So I made him this about 2 foot tall, like Buddha cat statuette for his bushes. This piece is a something I made while we were on a camping trip over the summer for my wife's birthday. I was trying to make something temporary in a nature setting, and I have all this candle wick. I didn't light it on fire, just putting that out there. This was many weeks before the fires. This is a picture of Buckminster Fuller, looking super goofy. He is kind of an inspiration to me for a variety of reasons. The bullet list being he struggled with depression and other things because of the events in his life, but still was just this like madhouse of production. This is the front cover of, as you can read, Stanislav Sokolsky's Behold the Proton, which is a selection from 37 volumes he wrote on a science he called Zermatism, which is his kind of unifying theory of everything. And Google it. There's a lot to it. He's really weird. Some of the things that I find most intriguing are the ways our technology is starting to influence our media and just the way we make things. Specifically in this instance, like deep fakes, or the ability for computers to transplant faces from one to the other. That's really interesting to me. This is Frank Stella's Marriage Between Reason and Squalor, which is a great example and actually the first example of minimalist art as it's formally recognized, where they talk about this idea of wholeness, where this piece can only be considered as itself and has no deeper interpretation. This is a shitty image of the Rosetta Stone, which I think is a wonderful example of an ancient fluff piece written by priests about the current king that they decided to inscribe on stone in a multiple of languages so everybody could know just how dope Ptolemy was. Things I bring to the table, number one, 3D modeling, engineering and stuff. This is a screenshot of a current project I'm working on with a public artist in Eugene to install sculpture in the Price Science Commons. And this is like the engineering of it. Things I bring to the table, number two, I own a 3D scanner and I know how to use it, and I know how to manipulate those scans for purposes and reasons, and I'm happy to help everybody else do the same. Third thing I bring to the table, tools, lots of tools, so many tools. I got staplers, I got this shop vac, I got there's a wheel there, that's a table saw. U of O, I've noticed, is quite weird about lending tools, and I'm less weird, I guess. Speaking of things that U of O absolutely will not lend you, I own a truck, and it's a big one, relatively. And if you need things hauled, though I won't help you move, I would absolutely help move things around for the purposes of art. That's something I would be happy to do. Fifth thing I bring to the table, I think, is problem solving. I am good at problem solving. I've been problem solving for a variety of things in a variety of ways for a very long time. But what I really like is solving other people's problems because I always tend to learn something new, a new skill. This slide is a dumb joke. I spent way too long making this GIF by 3D modeling a bunch of ears and having them be particles or whatever, but ultimately what it comes down to is a pun, which is lend me your ears, and I'll do the same, hopefully. Number two, wait, no. Things that I'm looking to get out of this group, out of this class, is to be utilized. So often it feels like we're all kind of on our own little track next to each other, and I'd like to try to do a little intersectionality. Third thing that I'm looking for out of this community is collaboration and support as like artists learning together. Critique is something that I'm really interested in. I want to know what you think about what I did. Okay, hear me out. I don't want for us to be a COVID version of that's not terrible, a sitcom, but I am looking to have like a friendly camaraderie with those in the class with me. I think I do okay, but that's what I'm really looking for in general. But I think the final thing and most important thing that I'm looking for is ideas. I've had mine, and I'll probably have more continuously, but I want you to give me your ideas, and I want to think about them because I've always learned something when I hear someone else's thought process.